2 turnovers for the Raptors. They average 13 per game. Rashawn Holmes, big boy move, unable to get the bucket. Back comes Gary Trent Jr., full head of steam, right at Harrison Barnes. HB was able to stay right with him. He's up by 1, 8:20 left to go here in the first. Tyrese Halliburton, 5 early points. This time he gets into the paint. He's hacked.
I asked Luke Walton about that. Just kind of his attempt numbers have gone down from the perimeter. He only had 2 in the last game. As you see, Trent Jr. getting up a 3, but Mezzi with the rebound.
To Precious Achiuwa. Achiuwa missed the last 3 games, dealing with his shoulder. Here's Gary Trent Jr., former Portland Trailblazer, bangs it home at the buzzer.
It's the difference we're seeing defensively from this team tonight. So active.
Ooh, that was a high degree of difficulty from Buddy Hield as Tyrese commits the foul to stop the Raptors' break.
To the side and knock down long shots.
Gary Trent Jr. makes the first. Raptors team had a rough game last night in Salt Lake City against the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, and they just need to lock down defensively here and get back to some of the things that they were doing extremely well. The second unit, this is their opportunity to come in and kind of contribute. You've got Marvin Bagley on the floor along with Davion Mitchell. This really hasn't had big board games when he's come in and played, so hopefully that's a focus for him today to see how it's not just about scoring, how you can help the team. You got to be able to rebound as well.
Man, Trent Jr. looking for his. Achiuwa with the rebound. Metu misses a triple. Nice tap out from Tyrese. Davion. Harrison Barnes, straightaway 3.
That was a good possession for them. They got extra looks, open shots.
Somebody left open the front door on that Gary Trent Jr. 3. Kings just 3 of 16 from distance. And I tell you what, Gary Trent Jr., he is playing some phenomenal ball. Dropped 31 last night against Utah.
Just dynamic player on both sides.
Barnes unable to finish on the inside. Trent Jr. like a warm-up drill. Like he's in the gym by himself. Knocks down the 3. Shot clock down to 10. If you're Fox, you got to get it up. Here he is. Full head of steam. Fox. Yes, sir. Weight room. Count it.
Well, Harrison Barnes shot the first 8, and he went 8 of 8.
Yeah.
So.
Man, you got to turn that guy off. He's on right now. He's percolating. Gary Trent Jr., another 3.
On producing more when you've got OG out tonight and out for an extended period of time.
Oh, Trent Jr. wanted that one back. All right, Katie, we're under 3 minutes to go here in the second. You got to get some stops here. Corner 3 ball. Man, can we turn this guy off? Gary Trent Jr., 13 points here in the second. He's
by him, had the step, and it created all kinds of looks, and defense had to rotate and had to leave a very hot Gary Trent Jr. open, and he knocked it down.
Yeah, get a stop here if you're Sacramento. Trent Jr. left wide open. Kings fortunate that he missed that wide open 3. Here he is in transition. Nearly travel with it. Here comes Gary Trent Jr. Look at Siakam calling for it again. Bang, bang, bang. Pascal Siakam. An 8-0 run.
It's about learning from your past mistakes and things that you've had issues with.
All right, let's see if De'Aaron Fox and the Kings can turn it around. We got a foul on Gary Trent Jr. And that's Harrison Barnes' first points since the first quarter. He came out really strong and aggressive, and nice aggressive defense from Fox.
Let's see if Buddy can get himself going a little bit here offensively.
And we got a foul on Gary Trent Jr. Left to go here in the third period. Kings down 91-64 and out of bounds. That's too easy right there, Katie. Gary Trent Jr. knocks it down. Under a minute to go here in the third. Here's Gary Trent Jr. Nice little help there. Shot clock down to 4. Trent Jr., man, this dude is unconscious tonight. Gary Trent Jr. finally misses one. And Trent Jr., he's looking for his right now. He's looking for his right now. And so is that man, Buddy. Man, that would have been a nice
It looked like it was in,
it looked
too.
like it was.
settle it all down. Gary Trent Jr. lets it fly. No. Bagley with a rebound.